Hello teacher, my partner and I are going to talk about Selena Quintanilla's life and, well, Selena Quintanilla Perez, better known as Selena Quintanilla, was born on April 16 of 1971 in Lake Jackson, Texas, in the United States. Of Mexican and American descent, her name was the idea of her parents when, on the day of her birth, almost certain that it would be a boy, it turned out to be a girl, and they didn't have a plain name. But a woman who also gave a birth in the same room as them, and she was expecting a girl but it was a boy, commented that she had a plain name of Selena, so her parents decided to call her that. She's the youngest of three children named A.V. and Suzette Quintanilla. Selena's life was humble and they lived with many economic limitations, but seeing that Selena had a talent to sing, this at the age of 9, her father Abraham Quintanilla came up with the idea of forming a band with his children, so Suzette played the drums, A.V. the bass, and Selena the voice. In the beginning they were called Los Dinos con Selena, but later they became Selena y Los Dinos. They started singing at father's Mexican food restaurant, Papagayos, but the business didn't do well and they had to close. The family declared bankruptcy and abandoned their home and moved to Corpus Christi, Texas. Her father became the manager of their band, Selena y Los Dinos, and began to promote them. And they began to play at weddings, quinceañeras, and fairs. Selena was a student when the band started, but she had to leave to continue her career. Even so, she was able to finish high school at 17 years old and graduate from the University of Miramar, California, in the career of business administration. Her father directed Selena's tour with a bus there called Big Bertha, and with this they traveled everywhere. And in 1984, Selena recorded her first LP with the Freddie Records label, and although Selena wanted to sing in English because it was her native language, she recorded songs in Spanish of the Tex-Mex genre.
She didn't know how to speak Spanish at that time, so her father taught her. In 1989, she performed at the Johnny Canal show and was later discovered by Rick Trevino, founder of the Tejano Music Awards, where Selena won several awards on several occasions. The band was rejected many times for reasons such as her age or the fact that Selena was the vocalist, but in 1989, Jose Bejar of the Latin Level Emmy hired Selena, who at the same time had a proposal with Sony Music Latin, but the father preferred Emmy for what they offered. Their live album in 1983 won a Grammy for the Best Mexican-American Music Album, becoming the first Texan musical artist to win one. In 1994, Selena released Amor Prohibido, which later became one of the best-selling Latin albums in the United States, and was ranked 19 of the 150 best albums made by women. After the success of the album, Selena began recording songs in English. She was the spouse of guitarist Chris Perez. They got married on April 2, 1992, after their father strongly denied them to have a relationship. Selena was murdered on March 21st, 1985, at the age of 23 by Yolanda Saldivar, the president of her fan club and in a charge of managing her boutique Selena. Her life was taken to the cinema in 1997 under the title of Selena, starring by Jennifer Lopez, who gives the same year on May 25 in Corpus Christi, the Mirador de la Flor opens, where a bronze statue is found in her honor.